The Springboard programs are all very successful, and there are lots of people, men and for the Navigator program and women, for Springboard, for Spring Forward, for Fresh Steps, who need access to those programs, and therefore we need to have a lot of trainers who can deliver the programs. And so the consultancy has developed Train the Trainer programs, and in that week people who have some knowledge of the program, of a particular program, because they've perhaps been a participant themselves or have been involved with finding about that program in some way, have an opportunity to come together with others who want to learn about that program more and learn how to deliver it. So it's unpacking all of the sessions and practicing the delivery, so that when they work with other groups of participants, we can be sure that the same high standard of program is run, whether it's run by an experienced trainer who's been working with it for many years, as I have from the beginning, or somebody who's just completed the Train the Trainer event. The same high standards will be there for any participant who comes on a Springboard course, Springboard Consultancy course.
I've worked with other trainers in the Springboard Consultancy network, and that means working alongside people like Gillian. Gillian and I work together and have collaborated on a few things and continue to do so. Mm-hmm. And other colleagues in the network that run some of the other programs. I've also worked with the Navigator trainers whenever I'm out talking to clients or individuals about programs. As much as I'm talking about the programs that I can offer, I'm also always talking about the Navigator program, which is the development program for men. Where I have had interest from a client in Navigator, I'm then able to work with my colleagues in the network and ask them to come and meet with the client. And on several occasions, that's meant that we've run programs. So I can have a colleague from the Navigator network who's run Navigator whilst I'm running either a Springboard or Spring Forward program, which has been very interesting, and it's great for the participants as well when they get to meet their colleagues over coffee to find out what they're doing on the respective programs. And in one organisation, what we've actually managed to do is to pool some of the outputs from the programs with the permission of the participants, so that the organisation could use that and look at the benefits from both the programmes and get the participants to share some of those benefits and their experiences, which was a really positive exercise to do.
As a freelance trainer, I clearly run other programmes, and for me, having Springboard and Spring Forward in the portfolio gives the portfolio extra credibility. Because as a freelancer, you can get fairly lost in the sea of freelancers who are out there, and having Springboard and Spring Forward in the portfolio demonstrates to the potential client that I have actually been skilled up, that I have been trained by professionals, and that there is peer appraisal, and that we have, as trainers, have access to other training opportunities which we're encouraged to take. Within the broader portfolio of courses that I offer, clearly I can see commonality across it. And the commonality across the programs is enhanced, and this may sound very strange, but it is actually enhanced by the relationship between each of them. And I think clients and organisations like that, because it really makes me as a freelancer stand out, because it's demonstrating that I have stretched out and I have invested in me, because I am my business, and if I don't invest in me, well then my business isn't going to work.
The focus of my work is looking at power relationships, inequalities, and the reason I like the personal development programs is because it allows people to look at their personal power. So whilst looking at discrimination, and inequality in organisations. And I think that work is crucial. Personal development programs then allow individuals to think about, okay, how can they use their own assertiveness, set goals, determine what happens for them within their own careers, within their organisations.
For me, on a purely practical level, I incorporate the programs that I run from the Springboard Consultancy, the programs that I'm licensed to run, with other work that I do, and I find that it dovetails together very well. So for most of the time, I've got quite a long-term picture in terms of my planning for programs, and so I'm very much looking ahead 6 months to a year. And the lead time for programs, for all the programs in fact, is usually quite long. So most of the relationships that I have with my clients, both with the Springboard Consultancy programs that I run and other work that I do, is quite long term. So it might be that I'm working with community groups in the voluntary sector or with a corporate client. Either way, it's quite a long-term relationship. So I find that the programs and the autonomy that I have in how I run the programs, how I market the programs, how I deliver the programs, it's all down to my relationship with my clients, and that's either individuals or organisations. So it does fit together very well. And as Gillian said, I think the links, what I often find is that clients or individuals that I'm working with in other areas are always interested in one or other of the consultancy programs, if you like. So often there will be that overlap and that interest that's generated. But it is about your relationship, I find, with the individuals and the organisations you're working with.